What's going on YouTube? It's your buddy Will from the What's Up in the Sky 37 channel online, www.whatsupinthesky.com. It has been a while since I've been on here. I've just been so busy getting ready for, well, it's summertime here. You know what happens. Summertime comes around. You got to get everything outside ready. We're looking at this was pretty cool. I saw this on the EMI, which is the exclusive Mars images. This is run by Rami Bar-Alan. This is one of his images. If you guys don't know who he is, check out the link below. I'll make sure I link his group along with the United. He's a member of the United Family of Anomaly Hunters. And I thought that was pretty cool when I first saw it. So I wanted to check it out and see how, see the size of it. He shows the original saw here, and I just happened to notice that it was just in time that I could get it in the high resolution database over here at the Planetary Database System, the PDS. And this is just a version of it that you can get things from. So what I've done, I've downloaded them and put them on into good old Photoshop here and pulled them up and check out some of this stuff. Now, granted, this is really small. And what happened for the last couple of days ahead of it, they were doing a lot of sampling because you can tell from here's the actual image from this is the 70% image from the website. When you get it from here and download the .image file, like if you go to actions, download, there's an image file and a label file. And one day I'm going to go ahead and do a tutorial on how to use those because you get 100% images. There's no JPEG artifacts. All that stuff goes by the wayside. So here's the original, how it comes from them. There's all sorts of cool things in here. And like I said, I can't say that this is artificiality, but it's definitely like a awesome spot where there's some interesting things. And they did some, what I was about to say before when I got off track here, they did some testing all around this area. This was in the first couple days. So they fired a lot of lasers and stuff at these things. So I'm thinking what we're looking at on here are laser marks, or possibly even ran over by the actual rover itself. But check out the intricacy in these pieces. They look like they were either left over from something, very small pieces. This is what civilization I think will look destroyed, or possibly this might have just been, happened to have the artifacts the same size, perfect 90-degree angles next to each other. Look at this one, how it was, where I think they might have taken these samples right here. But look at the actual, and I think it's when you get these real high resolution ones, yeah, I love the way they come out. Um, but I'm not sure if they actually nailed that with the laser to get that mark or not. But check this out too. See how this one's kind of perfectly circle and almost looks like a disc. You can't tell from this angle because it's looking down at it next to the interesting looking, I don't know if that's like a bone, it almost looks like a weapon of some sort. Like I said, it's very small though. These things here is once again for, you know, when you look at it next to the size of the rover, but look at these pieces. Tell me they don't look like they were, from something. And who knows the size of whatever inhabitants were on the planet. If you check my planet out, if you've never seen my videos, like I said, I think we've pretty much gone through and guaranteed that there was some proven that there was some sort of life on Mars that had some sort of intelligence to it. So here was another piece up here. Was pretty cool. Check these out. See, all the symmetry in these rocks are just awesome. Um, Here's where another piece I thought was cool. Okay, check this out. I basically took that other one and I pasted and copied it over. So what I did was, okay, the perfect circle one that we can see with the dot over here. Let me get it up here. Right here. I noticed that this one over here, and it looks like they either hit it and dung it with the laser, or they didn't, but it's almost the exact same size. Look at that. It fits right on when you paste and copy. Paste this or copy this and paste it right on top of there. Pretty interesting. So this, like I said, this was from Saw 1042. I just thought it was cool. Rami did a good job picking that up out of it. I tell you, because if you look at some of these angles and like, when you get to this real high resolution ones from the PDS, and they come in the 8-bit lossless files. I mean, it's just amazing how much clearer they are. Well, if you're working with 70% JPEGs when you're working with the ones out on their website, so when you can figure these out, look how much clearer you can get. It's pretty amazing. But here's more of these shots. Like I said, I'm not sure if they're laser shots or if they're not. If not, these are still pretty. These are pretty cool. We're talking. These are markings that are fresh, you know. And if it didn't come from either the rover wheel running over it or the laser, where did it come from? I mean, look at they were talking jewel encrusted inlaid, you know, type stuff. This piece is very interesting. Check that out. It almost looks like a pocket fill, you know, like a it, clam type feature to it. Another piece here with symmetry. You could cut this thing right down the middle. Like I said, these aren't huge, but who knows? Like I said, who knows what was being built on this planet, how big the inhabitants were. Um, I can tell you what, look at our rover wheels, boy. They're getting worse and worse and worse. And that's most likely what did these damage right here. 'Cause see how these have the, you know, they're metal and they dig into these as they come through. So I'm thinking that's what mostly did a lot of that damage. But where the ones that are perfectly centered, I think that's where we have the rover, like I said one more time, these pieces actually doing the science there and shooting it down at it. I think that's where it could do it, I guess, or grinding into it. Either way, it's cool. They took the most interesting spots and got the samples because wouldn't you want to know what this is? Look at the symmetry in it. It's absolutely amazing. This piece comes across here too. So it's almost like two pieces in one. I mean, cool stuff. So, all right, guys, I got next video I'm gonna do. I basically cleaned up some of my favorite, and I was on Hoagland's show not too long ago, and I'm gonna present the ones that I cleaned up from the old 70% into the brand new, you know, beautiful. Wait till you see some of these anomalies that were my favorite over the last 3 years. From on Curiosity only. From Curiosity, I think it's like 5 to 10. I think it's gonna be. I'm gonna do that video for you next, and then there's so many to do. I've got moon stuff coming up, all sorts of good stuff. This almost looks like a little drawing on the ground. Look at that. Check that out. Pretty cool. So Mars always is just like I said. Mars is the place that you know. I've always felt like you know our life somehow started up there. But let me do that one more time right here so you can see how some of this stuff kind of matches. Oh, somehow I got that off center, but let's move it back. So, and you know what we can do here? Let's take the transparency way down. So I can see where I'm moving it into. See that? And that looks centered. Nope. Move myself over to the left. I don't know. I mean, it looks about the same size, and of course, it looks like it's either buried or chipped off, and it might not be. Like I said, that could just be a coincidence. So check out the website link below. Of course, I'm always take some of these. I put the high resolution up there, the ones that I've, you know, I take some enhancements from it and put them up, and much love to you. More videos to come. Sorry it's taking so long to say. Once summer's in, Firefly Festival's next weekend. I'll probably put up some videos from there. Music festival I go to. So I've been getting ready for that. You guys have watched my channel for years, know what I do here on, and that's my like one vacation except for the Keys I do every year. There's about 20 friends of mine that we all go to this. It's in Dover, Delaware. So, all right, guys, much love. And this right here just looks so unnatural. Just I don't know what to say other about that one. Even the way these are shaped. So, all right, much love. Peace.